I have a question for you. Are you living the life that your soul is craving for, or the life that you were conditioned to have as a human? If you don't know the answer, most likely it is because you don't know the differences, and they are huge. So if you'd like to understand that better, stick around because I'll be talking about it today. Hi, I'm Juliana. If you are into self-development, especially on the topics of mind, body, and soul, then for sure this channel is for you. I really appreciate if you can subscribe and activate the notification bell. I'll start this video talking about midlife crisis. I do have a theory and I would like to share it with you. And later, just let me know in the comment section if you agree with the things that I have to say, or maybe if you have different thoughts that you'd like to share. So my theory is, by the time you become a young adult, you start taking decisions in your life. And a lot of them, they go according to the social conditioning that you have received during the years that you were growing up. What do I mean by social conditioning? Have you ever met a child, for example, that said something like, well, I would like to become a dancer, but my parents said I won't make enough money to survive? Or have you ever met someone that has decided it's time to settle down, get married, get a family, and they just find a suitable candidate for the role and make it happen? We are all highly conditioned, and we end up taking a lot of decisions during our 20s without realizing the consequences they will have in the long run. And usually decisions taken out of social conditioning will not give you any kind of joy, satisfaction, or even fulfillment. So after a few years carrying the weight of your past choices, you might reach the middle of your life and you might ask yourself, what have I done with my life? I still have halfway to go. How do I want it to be? And that's what I call midlife crisis. The two most common areas that people struggle when they reach this point in their lives, it is career and relationships. But usually by then, they already had kids, and that doesn't make anything easier. I know, it is much harder to make changes when you have little ones depending on you. I totally understand that. Just keep in mind that whatever choice you make, even the one of not moving, not changing, you are still teaching them by example. So if you are in a midlife crisis and you are afraid to make changes and you still prefer to live the standard way of living, the social conditioning, just know that time will pass, and the older you get, the harder it is to leave your comfort zone behind and face uncertainty. And with that comes the risk of living a kind of an empty life without knowing the joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment that you could get if you would follow your soul's desires. And now I'm going to tell you how you can work with your higher consciousness when you are trying to get out of this social conditioning and start to follow the guidance from your true self. Step number 1 is stop ignoring your problems and treating them as if they were flies. They're not going away. And awareness, it is key. Some people might even say that it's halfway through to sort it out anything that you want. Have you ever heard the expression, you cannot defeat a demon that you don't know the name? This expression summarizes everything. You cannot start to work on a problem while you don't admit it, at least to yourself, give it a name, and start to face it. Step number 2, ask and it is given. You have no idea the power the right questions have to open the doors to your higher consciousness. Next time, instead of asking what you want from life, why don't you try asking what does life want from you? And pay attention to the answer. Of course, it will not come straight away when you ask, but then you're gonna come across people, conversation, books, internet, anything that triggers something inside and reveals something that you needed about the topic that you are working on. Step 3, learn how to listen to your intuition, your gut feeling, the part of you that is in the core of your being and knows everything. Have you ever heard that all answers are inside you? Yep, that's true. And now you might be asking, how do I know when it's my mind talking or my intuition? You gotta learn how to pay attention where the energy is coming from. If it's coming from here, that's your logical human way of thinking. And if it's coming from here between your heart and your stomach, that's your gut feeling. Another way to work that out, it is to make a statement about something that you would like to do and shift your inner focus to this part, the one that has the gut feeling, and feel how it reacts to that statement, if it agrees or not. A lot of people know what they have to do in their lives to get aligned with their true selves, but unfortunately, not many have the courage to take the next step, the fourth one, which is called the leap of faith. And as the name says, you're gonna need a lot of trust and faith in order to take this step, because the universe doesn't work in a very linear way. And your human mind loves to plan how things will happen in order to feel safe, even though you know that plans hardly ever work. If you want to learn how to work with the universe and with your soul, you gotta drop the idea how things will happen. It doesn't work like that. You gotta set your intention, where you want to go, what you want to get, and then you take the first available step to you at the moment. And once you finish the first one, the second one will be available and clear to you. And then third, fourth, and so on. And your journey will unfold. And be prepared to be amazed by life, because when you learn how to follow energies, you always get more than what you wished for. Have you ever heard that the journey is more important than the destination? Well, when you learn how to follow energies, that makes a lot of sense. When you follow your soul path, each step that you take, you gotta break through your fears, work on your limiting beliefs, and self-develop a lot. Plus, you gotta learn a whole new set of skills in order to make things happen. So yes, for sure, the journey is way more important than the destination. Not everybody is willing to jump into this kind of journey. So if you are one of the brave souls that have courage to do that, be ready to hear a lot of criticism and things like, oh, you crazy, what are you doing? It is okay, because people are still operating in the linear way. So just close your ears and focus on your journey, and everything should be fine. I have 2 more videos that you might be interested about it. I really hope today's video has helped you somehow. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.